Good morning, everyone. Here, Etel with you to cover in this video how to record deposits from clients, or also known as retainers. So this question keeps on coming up in conversation with clients, and I thought it would be helpful to have it up on the website so that you can always refer to it whenever this comes up again. So in this video, we're going to cover 3 steps. First is going to be the setup. So what I recommend is that we check whether this has been done properly, because that may be one of the reasons why you're having issues. Then the second part that we're going to cover is how do we actually collect deposits from clients. So the steps that we're going to follow to do this in QuickBooks. And third, how do we proceed when it's time to collect the final invoice and we need to basically credit back the client, the retainer. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. So first, we are in the QuickBooks dashboard. So the first thing that I would like to check in the setup is whether the chart of accounts, the account in the chart of accounts exists. So I would look first for a deposit. So I am looking in the find box to see what matches to deposits. Nothing matches that is appropriate. Retainers also doesn't match. So we're going to create a new account here. It's called new. And this is what's really important, that it has to be created in it has to be the right type of account. So under other current liabilities, so what we consider current is liabilities that will be paid within 12 months. So for most of you, in terms of retainers, they will be credited back to the client within the year. So we're going to use other current liabilities. Detailed type, we'll leave it as current liabilities, and the name, we're going to change it to deposits from client. And the reason why I do this is because then this way it's really obvious what this account is for. Okay, especially if you have several users, we want to make sure that we know exactly what the purpose of this account is. And default tax code will be accept. So we're going to go ahead and save and close. Now, when you create an invoice out to the client, you have to specify what kind of service or product you are charging for. So this is what we're going to do. So we're going to go to the gear icon, excuse me, and under lists, you're going to find products and services. Again, I like to try to find first what's already been set up. So I'm going to go DP. I don't find anything for deposit. RET, retainers, nothing. So I feel pretty confident. Of course, you can go down the list and read them all, but I feel pretty confident that we don't have this service available. Okay, so we're going to create a new one, as you saw. So I go under new, and then I type deposits from clients. Again, I like to keep the names consistent between the service and the chart of accounts. That way, less confusion, right? And here, we can fill out the other fields. However, it's not as important at this point in time. The only other field that is important, and it depends on the reporting requirements that you have set up for your business, but let's imagine like the most simple situation. So here for income account, I would call out what we just set up in the chart of accounts, which is deposits from clients. And you can see, because we set it up, this account as exempt, the exempt box automatically got filled. Okay, and now we can save and close. Okay, so our setup is complete. We should be good to collect a deposit from a client. So let's have a look at this. So we go to sales again, and we click on invoicing, and we say new invoice. We click on new invoice. It will open up. So I'm gonna just grab this coin, add Winco, and I am going to select the service that we had just created. Okay, so the service that we created is called deposits from clients. So I have negotiated, I have a contract ready with my client. He is aware that part of my service is to get a retainer from him before we start the project, and in the value of, say, $1,000. See how I didn't have to change the sales tax. It's already preset in the back to be exempt at all times. And so all we have to do from here is go out and save it and send it to the client. So, and of course, you can add as much description, as much of a message on the invoice as you would like. And that's it. It's pretty much done. So this is how we start collecting the retainer. Okay, so let's imagine a couple of days have passed by and our client is right on time, eager to have the project started. So they have paid us. We are going to receive the payment. And let's say they gave us a check and the reference number is here, and we deposit to checking account, and it's this invoice. So we're going to save and close. We're happy. We can continue on with the project, or we can start the project. A couple months have gone by at this point, and now we are ready to invoice, make the final invoice to the client. Okay, so now we have performed the work. So again, we're going to go to sales, invoices, and we're going to issue a new invoice to the client. So we call back admin call. And for the purposes of this video, we're just going to call the services. So general category, or general service, I should say. And we can describe it as best as possible. So let's say that after the project has been completed, all the work that we have performed adds up to $10,000, okay? And we know that if we are in Ontario, the sales tax would be 13%. So we're going to select 13%. So now our next step, and this is why it's important to remember who we took deposits from, is to credit back the client the deposit that they've given us at the onset of the project. So we're gonna go here we're gonna select deposits from client, and we are going to enter a negative amount. Notice how it says clearly that the sales tax is exempt, because originally we do not fiddle with this. Originally, this is how we took the amount. We took it as exempt, right? Without any tax. Notice here that the subtotal is 10,000 minus 1,000, 9,000. But QuickBooks is realizing that HST has to be on the total amount. Okay, so the total amount of HST at 13% would be 1,300. This is why the balance due is 10,300. Okay, so all the math adds up. You literally didn't have to do anything because the setup is already there for you not to have to think about this. And we are going to save and send. And that is the process on how to record deposits from clients. So we walked you through how to do the setup. I recommend that if the setup has been done, that you check it, how to collect deposits, and how to issue the final invoice. Should you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And until the next one, thank you.